like on a Terran Marine, he'd have battle damaged armor or maybe some different writing or something on there.
On that front as well, we've done texture variations like that. If you open up the Goliath in Wings of Liberty, he has a few different variations. The main factor is, though, our game has to have a readability in multiplayer because it's so competitive, and design is really leery of us making those alterations because the pros have to see the exact same Marine they always see. And even slight variations, they said, let's not even risk that. And yeah, there's a lot of potential there. I'd love to see it, but unfortunately, we have to make a really tight game for the pros and for a design sensibility that art-wise we have to compromise.
So I haven't had a chance to play Blizzard Dota yet, so if this has been addressed, I apologize. But when you click on the heroes, will they have any speech, or when they attack, say have some kind of vocal charge?
No, no. No music, no, I'm just kidding. Actually, we're spending a lot of time right now with the sound department making some really cool dialogue for them. So they'll have all the so-called piss lines where you click on them a bunch of times to get funny things. They'll have all their typical unit acknowledgments. It's probably hard to hear on the floor right now. They have the headphones, but we have some of that stuff in. There's a whole list I just saw the other day of really cool interactions. So like when you're running down the lane, the witch doctor might look over, or not look, he might say over to Nova, hey, when's your game coming out? You know, things like that, and make fun of it. So we can actually have fun within the universe as well. And I think just the fact that we have all 3 universes and all our past ones to work from just gives us that more ammunition for having cool dialogue. So it's definitely coming.
Why are the why is the Tempest and the Carrier mutually exclusive from a gameplay point of view? Seems like they have different roles.
You know, that's a good question. We needed a designer. Yeah, you know, I can't answer that too much. I mean, I just know that they put a lot of thought into it because we wouldn't just, you know, offhandedly, you know, take out anything from the game, especially one that's been in there since the old original StarCraft. So we're still testing a lot of things out. So it's not to say this is final, but as of right now, they felt that was the best way to utilize it. And it could be, I'm speculating a little bit here, but it could be because some of those things don't get used as much in tournaments, and so they want to try and make things that are more practical and actually get used more often.
Yeah, we need a designer to answer that. I could tell you how to program them.
I figured you would need a designer. I just thought I might as well ask.
I just want to ask a question elaborating on what you said about the voices. Would the units also be casting jives over to the opposite team? Like say Illidan and a Lich King were fighting in the same lane. Would they talk to each other and, you know, throw jabs?
I'm not sure exactly what the plan is, but it's definitely possible from a tech point of view, and so I'll definitely bring that up with them. I think it's easily doable, so we'll see.
Yeah, they actually are, from what I saw last, is they're planning on doing that where Arthas and Illidan would be like, I thought I killed you. And so the flavor is definitely there. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up with interaction.
We still have time for more questions if anyone wants to jump in line.
I just wanted to see if there's any plans to change some of the burrow movement animations. I saw the Baneling burrow move, and it's kind of...
What are you saying, dude? Come on. You're calling us out?
Yeah, it's just the Baneling.
Don't be a hater.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. I mean, we're always refining the look of the game. I mean, we actually go through so much iteration. For every animation we do, we probably throw out 2 or 3. So, you know, it's not final. We'll keep working on it.
Thanks.
I'm wondering if anyone on the team has put special focus into optimizing either Wings of Liberty in Patchwork or Heart of the Swarm for OS X so that it doesn't melt my computer.
That's a feature.
So we have a separate Mac team actually handling those, and they're currently mourning Mr. Jobs. But I don't know, I'd have to ask them. I can definitely pass the message that, what's your name again?
Dan.
I'll tell them Dan is suffering, and hopefully they'll be able to do something about that.
So we noticed that in WoW, the dances, they're inspired by something, but is some people's art, like, you know, a certain Kerrigan or anybody, referred to a certain face in Blizzard or something like that, where it's funny, or do you have any funny stories about that or things like that?
I don't know. You got it?
I think there's a few slash dances in Dota, or Blizzard Dota, where we reference like the rerun dance for the Abomination, a few things like that. We have an animator who really likes to look at funny reference for things like that.
Hello, my name is AJ. I'm just wondering, were you guys thinking about adding in, let's say, a Archon for a tank unit in Dota? I know there wasn't a per se hero for the Archon since I think 1, but I was wondering if that crossed your mind at all.
The hero agenda is going to be really interesting, and like I said, we're still developing it in a sense, and we do not know where we're going to draw the line between giving a character a unique hero or making a hero have a variation. For example, taking the Abomination and making him maybe look like the Butcher from Diablo. So we're still deciding where all those boundaries are going to be, and we definitely recognize there's a lot of really key characters, and yeah, an Archon hero would be awesome, and maybe it'll get its own unique hero. Maybe it'll be a skin and be like, check out my siege tank, it looks like an Archon. What? So we don't know yet. I mean, we're definitely experimenting, and it could be really cool. We'll see what happens.
Hey guys, I didn't have a question until you were talking about like the specific key like things that they say to each other in the lane or like when they're fighting and stuff. Just like a light suggestion, you could do like death ones too, because like the funniest part of like League of Legends is when they die and they do something all crazy. Maybe like if Arthas killed Illidan, he says something like, "I still hate you." Or, I don't know. Like death
totally
voices.
cool. Yeah, I can see that. That's a good idea.
Hey, I was playing Zerg in StarCraft 2 Heart of Storm, and I noticed that the icons for roach speed and burrow movement were swapped. When do you guys plan on changing that?
Oh man, that one came back. I will personally take it up with Samwise again.
Oh, okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I haven't had a chance to play Blizzard Dota, but I was wondering if some of the original voice actors are on tap to get the voices back for some of the characters you have planned.
Glenn Stafford and I were talking about it outside yesterday, and they definitely want to try and get the actors for Arthas and Illidan, and they're going to make the effort to try and get all those guys back. It's the plan.
Something that always kind of blew my mind with the original game is how the replay files was basically a list of commands and how the engine would kind of parse through that and display the replay. I'm wondering that if during development and all that, if you had any issues or any struggles with getting that all to match up with each consistent replay. Does that make sense?
Do you mean with replays of the older games, or?
No, with replays, like the replay files for multiplayer matches.
Right, I'm not sure I understand. Like
making sure that the replay syncs up with actual what happened the first time, right? Just making sure the simulation is the same.
Yeah, how the AI kind of parses through the replay file and kind of just shows you what the game was without actually having, a video of the game.
Right. Well, StarCraft is entirely deterministic, right? There's no random factor. So as long as we have all the commands at the proper time, there's really, I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's pretty straightforward to rebuild the sequence of everything that happened if you know every single click and every single thing that happened.
I'm just wondering, was there any challenge with producing that AI to be able to, do that? And it seems kind of awesome to me, so.
Yeah, Dave, the AI guy, was hidden in his office for months working on that. So it wasn't, I can imagine it wasn't straightforward, but as far as the specific challenges, you would have to be the one to answer that.
Thank you very much. The game is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I was wondering with StarCraft Dota how far you're willing to take some of the jokes with like the heroes. Like if you would get permission from say Day 9 to make a Day 9 hero unit, if that proves popular, since they, are part of StarCraft, so many people think of them like an Artosis, tasteless Archon.
I could totally see it. We have one aspect of it that you might not notice on the floor right now is There's stands, like stadium stands. There's lots of fans. There's even like a little TV with a video of the game they're watching. So it kind of feels like a sport. And so I could actually see us making at some point some announcers that are, you know, Tasteless and Artosis up there doing that aspect. And then the other part, I'm sure we could probably make that happen.
Yeah, the sessions for references and jokes that I've been in, they get pretty out of hand, and we are definitely looking into Scotty references for the Witch Doctor and the Blade Master saying, I don't think the last samurai would be a Scientologist. I mean, we, those are just light ones too. Like, it gets really out there and the stuff is coming. We have some pretty good guys putting their heads together on that.
Thank you.
I had a question about unit models. I always thought that one of the things that made Warcraft 3, the custom map editor, such a fertile creativity tool was that there were not only the 4 playable races, but a few dozen creep races. You had an endless menu of unit models you could use. Pretty much anything you wanted to make, there was a model that looked kind of like it. Whereas StarCraft 2, it's a bit more focused menu, even with the campaign-only unit models like the Zerg Leviathan, that kind of thing. I was wondering if any time in the future we could see a little bit broader menu of models in the StarCraft 2 editor.
I definitely agree the palette of StarCraft 2's characters and stuff are a bit more limited than Warcraft, but we're also driving a completely different direction with the story. And essentially we're meeting the needs of the story, and when the story doesn't go to places where we need the diversity, we're simply not going to make it. And the turnaround time for the art we're producing is tremendously longer compared to what we did in Warcraft 3. So we have a lot of limiting factors that unfortunately can't let us appease the need for more variety, but we definitely do like stepping out of those boxes. I mean, half the reason Blizzard Dota is so much fun for us is because we get to switch from a future army game to an iconic hero game. And so when we get more opportunities like that, more art will be produced, and time will tell.
Hey guys, you're doing a really great job. I do want to say that from seeing what you guys have produced. I had some simple questions. When the game launches, do we have to pay for it? Like DLC, or is it going to be free? And will you continuously release characters that we have to pay for?
Currently the plan right now is to
We're attending the StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm Art and Technology panel.
Hey,
one more little thing to show you guys.
Please.
Awesome.
We had something that there.
Oh, here we go. Woo! So there's a little sneak peek from one of the campaign missions. This is Kerrigan before she has her coffee in the morning. I think it's awesome. They did a great job on that. And we can't tell anything about it, though, so you have to wait till the game comes out. But anyway, thanks again, guys.
Thanks, guys.